And welcome, everyone, to an NCAA.com March Madness Skype session. I'm Andy Katz. Pleased to be joined by Xavier Tillman from Michigan State. And the Spartans likely are going to be the preseason number one, certainly for me, either one or two. I think a consensus nationally. Practice has started, not officially, but certainly workouts have started as we're into September. Xavier, give us a little scouting report on the inside. What are you seeing right now from a potential preseason number one?
We're just loaded. We're deep now with the freshmen now being sophomores, and they didn't really get a huge opportunity last year. Now it's like their time to shine. So I'm more so eager to see what all they can do.
How much did getting to the Final Four at a Final Four where legitimately you guys could have won it? I mean, it was, I'm not taking anything away from Virginia or Texas Tech or Auburn because they lost in overtime in the semis, but you had as good a chance as any of those other three teams to win the national championship. How much is that, in your minds, weighing on you guys that you were right there to potentially win it last year?
Yeah, I think personally, I don't think so much as, with this group, we really could have won. I just think that we lost to a good Texas Tech team, but there were ways that we could have played a lot better. And that's something that we've been working on the whole summer. Like a big thing Coach said was they were filled with seniors, and they're just physically stronger than us. So a big thing this summer was we were in the weight room 4 times a week, locking in on it. So that was something big that we focused in on.
How is this group going to handle having that target on their chest from day one at the Champions Classic through the Big Ten?
Trying to reciprocate that, like teams will have a target on us, but at the same time, every game we got to have a target on them. Otherwise, we could get beat by anybody. So by having that mindset, it kind of makes us, feel like an underdog, even though from the outside world we won't look like an underdog.
So you really blossomed, certainly when Nick Ward was out, and he had injuries in the past. Now he's gone. How much did you relish those opportunities you got to really shine? Because now we're looking at where the baton has officially been passed to you.
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, it was really unfortunate when it happened because there was no traumatic injury or anything like that to him. But the coaches were telling me, like, okay, now it's your time, and you got to make sure that, you're either renting or you're buying. And I didn't know what that meant at first. And they're like, if you're renting, that means you're going to try to, hold this spot for Nick until he gets back. Or if you're buying, that means you're going to try to perform and produce and try to do what he does so then you don't have to, lose that starting position. And that was something that I said, okay, and I tried to accept that challenge.
Xavier, it's interesting with Cassius because Cassius Winston didn't come in with all the hype. And now, as a senior, he's going to be, if not a consensus preseason player of the year, he's certainly going to be one of a handful of players who will be listed as such. How have you seen him in your time at Michigan State sort of absorb that role and embrace it? Because he didn't come in, as I said, with any kind of hype.
Right. His demeanor never changed, as weird as that may sound. So I came in during his sophomore year, and he still had that like swagger, cockiness to him, that he's had through these years. And it's been unwavering, from being the guy who, was just the person who was supposed to get it to Miles and Jaren to like, okay, you are the man of the team. Once you have the ball, his demeanor never changed. He always felt confident in his abilities. And, you see it now.
How about Joshua Langford? When I was with you guys in Las Vegas, he was playing great. Then I was with you guys at the end of the calendar year. And then he gets hurt. And I think some people actually forgot about him as you guys were making a run toward the Final Four. Now he's back. How would you judge the way he's playing and his hunger?
He's excited. That was a good word. He's really hungry, but he's patient with himself too. You can tell, like, he doesn't want to rush anything as far as with team chemistry, as far as with his own body to make sure that he doesn't re-injure anything. But he's just being really patient and being really, really subtle. Like he's practicing some, but not too much to where it's wavering on his body. But he's still getting conditioning in and running and doing different stuff like that and still working out. So it's going to be an exciting finish off his career here at Michigan State.
All right, so Xavier, I'm not there. You are. Give me a little scouting report on the newcomers that you think will certainly have an impact on this team.
I think for sure everybody will have a crazy impact, but guys have different roles. Like Rocket is coming in, already has a really good IQ at the freshman level. And he's confident in his ability. Kind of like Cash said, like what I said with his demeanor. His demeanor is really confident. He's not afraid to take the open shot, not afraid to take the difficult shot. So that's going to be really good for him. With Malik, his IQ is really good, and he plays just like Kenny. Literally, they look just alike, and he plays just like Kenny. But he can handle it a little bit more. But otherwise, it's literally this spitting replica of Kenny Goins. And then Julius kind of reminds me myself of how hard he plays. He's an athletic big. He dunks almost everything around the room, doesn't lay it up. He's really athletic, and he works hard.
And Aaron Henry, he's going to have much more of an assertive role right now. What are you seeing out of him?
For Aaron, it'll be more like finding the fine-tuning spots where he can really show his one-on-one game, because that's something that he's been working on a lot, showing his perimeter jump shot and showing his decision-making ability off the pick and roll. I think those things are going to be huge for him to show not only us, but to show like scouts and stuff like that, because he's already shows he's really athletic. He can rebound with the best of them. He can jump with the best of them. So showing his skill set is going to be big for him this year.
And Coach Izzo, before I let you go here, doesn't probably – now you rattled off some newcomers here, but for the most part, doesn't have to do as much teaching, maybe more coaching here early on before you get into the full practices in a couple of weeks. What have you noticed in his demeanor? Because look, he knows he's got a team that can win the national championship.
He's got that unsatisfied kind of vibe right now, and it's really nice to have, because for the guys who are coming back, we made it to a Final Four, so we're kind of thinking, we made it, we're good. But no, he has this unsatisfied demeanor where it's like, no, I want to finish the job. If we're going to do it, we got to do it all the way. And that's something that's been huge for us, because it's been motivating us in practices and our weight lifts and our workouts and stuff like that, just to know that we didn't make it, and there's still one more level that we got to reach.
And by the way, for those that like anniversaries or things that sort of are it sound good, it could be 20 years. I mean, you got 2000 to 2020. Be a nice way to bookend. One championship in 2000, one in 2020. Right?
Absolutely. I thought of that a while ago. I don't even know what made me think about it. I'm like, 20 years ago, they went to the Final Four, they didn't win. But then, in the 2000 year, they finished it off. So, I thought about it a while ago. That'd be exciting.
All right, we'll see if it comes full circle. Appreciate it, Xavier. Thank you.
Absolutely.